I was dying of thirst, but I didn't drink the water in my hand. I poured it all over my face. The next second, I climbed to the top of the container. I held the empty bottle and licked the steel for drops of rain. But it was never enough. I had to gather the water drops slowly into the bottle. The rain tasted like metal. I gagged the moment it touched my throat. I had been trapped inside this container for a week. Outside was nothing but endless ocean. Salt water kept leaking in through tiny holes, but I couldn't drink a drop. When I was about to lose hope, a drop of water landed on my face. I looked up. It was raining. I stood up and opened my arms wide. I greedily relished the rain. Then I rushed to collect containers. Plastic boxes, cans, anything I could find. I lined them up on the table to catch the rain. But while cleaning one can, I broke the pull tab. Staring at the torn lid, a new idea came to me. I calmed my baby in my arms, and I started. One side of the container was still sealed. I could rip it open, just like opening a can. I grabbed the straps tight with both hands. I pulled with every ounce of strength I had. The gap grew wider and wider. I threw my entire weight down on it. Finally, the steel split apart. Light poured onto my face for the first time in days. I climbed out. The fresh air almost made me cry. And then, my baby finally pooped. I tossed the diaper into the sea. To my surprise, fish swarmed to it. My eyes lit up. I leaned down, trying to grab one, but the container was too high above the water, so I made a crude spear. I threw it again and again into the water, but I had no skill. Every time, it fails. Exhausted, I collapsed, swallowing saliva to keep going. Then I spotted an airplane overhead. I ran back inside. I ripped a piece of glass from a TV screen and climbed out, but I didn't see the sharp edge. Steel sliced my thigh wide open. Blood streamed down fast. But Tapia, I ignored the pain. I raised the glass high, trying to reflect the sunlight at the plane. I stood there for what felt like forever, but no one saw me, and my wound got worse. I crawled back inside the container. I tore down a hook from the power board. I chugged a mouthful of liquor, then poured the rest onto the wound. The pain nearly made me scream, and the stitches that followed were worse than fire. I bit down and forced myself to finish. Then I collapsed onto a pile of tangled headphones and blacked out. When I woke up, the headphones gave me an idea. I braided the colorful wires into a fishing net. The next day, I used my baby's waist as bait. I leaned over the container and waited. Soon, fish swarmed the net. After days of hunger, I finally caught food. But survival was only the beginning, and I still had no way to escape.